how much of it really is attraction to the person or to the facade.
Right.
It's clear that, hey, you're not going to be in that traditional category of what we say is a beauty standard, but there's this other stuff that makes you really like attractive.
Yeah. For me, it really, I think beauty just radiates from the inside for me. Hey, women.
I also think that there's an assumption. Like, remember, like, for example, if you have a lot of tattoos, it kind of depicts you're saying this, like you're perceiving a person to be a little bit more like this.
Yeah.
But maybe they're not.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So I think that's another thing to me as we think about these beauty standards. Thank you for listening to We Time Convo. I'm Debbie, here with Liza. So I came across this reel the other day that really got us thinking. It's this Asian woman talking about how Asian guys don't even look her way. And she connects it to the fact that she's overweight and heavily tattooed. And from her perspective, it's not just about her. It's about this bigger expectation that Asian women are supposed to be petite, polished, and kind of submissive. So today, we're getting into all of that. Beauty standards in Asian communities, the whole submissive Asian women stereotype, tattoos and body image, and where experiences like hers are personal or part of a bigger pattern.
Hey, how are you, Debbie?
Good. Did you enjoy my little Instagram shout out to like us Asian ladies?
Yes. Yeah. So the Instagram post that you sent me was very interesting.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. So for context, it is of this beautiful Asian woman, but she's on the bigger side.
The catch it was really upfront. She basically said, I have not dated Asian guys. And it's not because I don't like Asian guys. It's because Asian guys don't like me.
Yes.
And then she jumps into why.
Yeah.
So that's where I thought it was hilarious.
Yes. Yeah. And that hook caught me because if you look at the video, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful Asian woman, but she's thicker, right? She's tatted up all over, has big boobs, nose ring. And she says, because she doesn't fit the norm of what an Asian lady should look like.
Yes, that's why Asian guys don't pick her.
Yes. And Debbie, tell me what they are expecting.
So they're expecting kind of like the no tattoo, very natural look type of Asian. Tiny Asian woman.
Yeah.
Right? Which, again, it was just hilarious to me because it's so true. Because, I don't know, as I was growing up, there's just this stereotype of what beautiful looks like.
Yeah.
Right? And where you want to aspire to.
Right.
Or what people tell you, like, hey, if you are out of that range, no one's going to want you.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So I thought it was just hilarious because I do think it actually, I don't know. I think in some ways it evolves. It's evolving. Like now tattoos are kind of cool.
Yeah. And I see tons of Asian women that don't fit the norm, or maybe it's just the area that we live in the Bay Area, but I see a lot of that and I think they're beautiful. And it's funny because I'm going to like reference back to when I started dating was that like you got a lot of like people out there that have some type of Asian fetish.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know if they actually like me or like me because
you're Asian.
I'm Filipina and I'm tiny. I'm small, right? But I think they also expect me to be submissive, right? And so when I start getting to know these people and they know that I'm not submissive, I will tell you if I don't like you. I will tell you what I don't like. They don't like that.
It's just a little too bold for them.
Right. And they're like, whoa, like you're kind of brazen. And I'm like, yeah, what did you think I was? Like, so I see that a lot. And I've come across that a lot where I'm like, I have to be like, do you like me or do you just have a thing for Asian women? Like, do you have this, But I just like, yeah, it's just funny how it is. And then growing up as well, like me and my siblings were darker. We're darker Filipinos, right?
Okay. Yep.
And I hated my skin because I have always seen Filipinas that were beautiful, but that were lighter skinned.
Yeah, it's
And,
so weird,
you know, and
because the Asian community
Yeah.
really has kind of, I mean, there is a standard,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, we even have products here and in the Philippines that make your skin
skin's
lighter.
Yeah.
And your armpits lighter. Like, what the fuck? Like, just because that's what we see, that's what beauty is supposed to be as an Asian or Filipino person, is just to be light skinned, right?
Yes. So, I mean, like, so let's talk about this, like, beauty standard.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it's very similar in the Asian community
Yeah.
when we think about, like, what does that look like from a body type perspective? So, as you mentioned, it's petite and thin. Also, tattoos, it's very either
Minimal
or none.
Mhm.
And to your point, the way we present ourselves should be soft. Right.
Very feminine.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And so that is, to me, the ideal beauty standard that I grew up from, just that was the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
And even, I think, I don't know, I think it just kind of evolves, because I don't think that that's necessarily how it is. Maybe it's not necessarily how it is here in the Bay Area, but I'd be curious to know, is that how it is outside of the Bay Area?
I'm pretty sure in Asia, like if you go to Japan or Korea, that's
Still?
not the norm there.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like if you go to Korea or Asia, there's bigger Korean women with tattoos. Like, that's, I don't know. I just feel like they still have that standard of no tattoos. Very
I
thin,
agree. I
right?
agree. So, I mean, you probably do see it more,
Yeah.
that cultural, like, acceptance of. See, here's the other thing too.
Yeah.
I think there's, like, a split population of, like, okay, yeah, it's now more accepting to have women who are a little bit more, like, thicker and more, like, you know, with the tattoos and being more outspoken.
Yeah.
But those are not the ones that you want to marry.
Yeah. Those are not the ones that your parents are going to want you.
Yes, like, you still
bring your
want the
parents. Yes.
traditional, what the common beauty ideals are.
Right. Right.
But that is under the umbrella of okay, those are the ones that a guy wants to marry,
For
not necessarily the guy that the other one was, like this is where, from a guy's perspective, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
But that's not.
But I'm not going to bring you home.
Yes.
Like, I like you, but I'm going to marry someone that my parents want me to marry.
Yeah. Do you think that that's still, like?
Oh yeah, for
strong?
sure, for sure. I feel like that's very strong, maybe in a lot of Asian cultures. I'm sure Indian culture, that's why they have arranged marriages, right? It's who you marry.
Yeah.
But like, if you see like these, like, do you watch K-dramas or
Yeah.
K-pop?
So I've been watching.
They all the men look the same to me. But they're like beautiful, clear skin.
Yes.
Right? It's like, that's what, I mean, it's popular over there. I think that's what is being portrayed as what beautiful is, right? Is like flawless skin.
Yes. So, like, it's interesting that you mentioned this, because I don't know if this falls under K-pop, but there's this one that I got totally stuck watching, which is called Pursuit of Jade, which is on Netflix. It's a 40 episode series.
Is it Korean?
And it's not Korean. It's a Chinese
okay.
thing. Girl, I got hooked on it, and it's so funny because if you were to walk past, you know, like, as I'm watching it, it's full on, like, Mandarin. Like,
Are you watching subtitles? Okay.
It doesn't have English, like, it has English subtitles, but it's totally in, like, Mandarin
Okay.
that I'm listening on. But because I don't understand Mandarin, I have to completely be focused because I have to read the subtitles. And I'm so I'm like, shh, like, nobody talk, because I can't, like, I have to focus.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it. And the guy is so, like, oh my God. But the girls are so beautiful too. And it goes back to, like, this perception of tiny but, you know, interesting enough, the submissive, and this is where I beg to differ.
Yeah.
Submissive is a perception. I honestly don't think that most Asian women are really submissive, if that makes sense. Like, there is some submissiveness, like softness,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, I feel like Asian women are just
Because you're
very.
thinking about our group.
No, I'm just saying, like, even going outside. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
To your point, I mean, I don't have a lot of, but like, even in this movie, this girl isn't submissive.
Yeah.
Like, she's soft because
Yeah.
she cares about like her circle.
Yeah.
And I can see some of the femininity in her, but she is a strong woman.
Yeah.
And so this submissiveness of Asian women, I think it's a misconception of what that submissiveness is. Because she definitely, and at least in this movie, she was a very strong woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And the question is like, when I never used to actually date Asian men or Filipino guys, like I never growing up.
why is that?
I just never thought they were attractive.
What do you mean they're not attractive? Like as in looks, or
Yeah,
as
like, I
in
just-
like personality, or like in character?
I've like always just liked like white guys or Hispanic guys. Like I've always just found them attractive. I never found
From like a light skinned or a dark skinned?
it doesn't matter. Like
Okay.
I just feel I was like, I'll never date an Asian guy. I don't like Filipinos. Like I just don't want to date within my race.
Oh, no. We got to pause there because
Yeah.
I want to understand what was the turnoff. Like, what's the turnoff for you to say like I don't want to date?
I don't know. I don't know if it was because at the time growing up, like I just really didn't care
Like
too
it's
much
just, like the
about
way they look.
I just didn't want somebody that was in my culture. Like I wanted to experience someone else's culture or be different. Like I don't want to go to a family party and eat more lumpia. Like I don't want to, like I don't want to like be judged by another like a guy's Filipino mother because my mom is super judgy. Like I like I
So
just
there was some
there
cultural
was some type of
factors.
yes, and I just didn't find any, and maybe it's because of where I went to school. I just never found any of the Filipino guys that I went to school with or Asian guys attractive at all. But I always had this one mindset of like I only like white guys, and I only like any like white guys or Hispanic guys or whatever. I just did not like Asian guys. But
When you say Asian guys, you're not just talking about Filipino. You're talking about Chinese, Japanese,
all of it,
Korean.
yeah.
Like it just wasn't.
yeah.
Okay.
And they were just like body structure wise, they were like smaller.
Yeah,
Small, like I like big, strong, burly men.
Okay.
And like now that I started dating, it's completely opposite. Like I'm like, and I think it's because like white guys age faster though. That's the
So
thing.
they're just not looking as good. to
Like
you?
white guys my age that I see on the dating apps look like they're twice the age that
Got it. So
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They just age faster. Which I mean, I still date white guys, whatever, but like I kind of find myself swiping more on the Filipino guys and the Asian guys because they look
better.
younger and they and now that I kind of like love my culture and I enjoy my culture and I love Filipino food more, I'm like kind of like, hey, I want to date somebody, like we can go get Filipino food. I'm kind of like sick of explaining what pancit is or
What's correct?
or them being like, oh, this is interesting. Like I just kind of now I don't know what the switch up is, but I kind of enjoy now. I'm more open to dating. Got it. Asian men now. But I feel like men do this more to women, right? Than women do to men. Do you agree? Or do you think it's the same?
I don't
Because like
know.
my mom would love it if I brought a Filipino guy home.
Versus like, and it doesn't matter like what kind of Filipino guy.
Yeah, I think she would love it. I think,
But wouldn't she still have the perception of like, oh God, he has a lot of tattoos and like
she wouldn't.
she doesn't care about that.
Yeah, she maybe would have cared about it when I was in high school, but no.
Got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that maybe from a Asian woman perspective, that it does play a lot more to like that beauty image.
Yeah.
I still think but I do feel like, yeah, that's good, but that's not what you want to marry.
Right. You gotta marry
Definitely.
someone that is gonna listen to you.
I definitely feel like it's shifted where you can find like men can find beauty in a girl who's thicker and tattoos but the perception is that's still not the one that you want to marry.
Yeah. Do you think that happens a lot now though?
I want to say in the Bay Area,
Yeah. Not so
probably
much.
not so much, but if you go outside of the Bay Area, it probably is still pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine that that still is a cycle.
Yeah. Which is
Because
sad. That's, you know,
I
give
don't,
give it the girl a chance.
yeah. I mean, like I think about, for example, Vanessa. She has a couple of tattoos,
Yeah.
and I would say probably in the Bay Area, Asian guys are not going to even like trip over that, or any other. It's like that's just
The
normal.
norm. Yeah.
But if she was to go to Asia, not to say that they don't have tattoos, but it would still be like that's probably a girl that you don't want to marry.
Yeah. And what about body size?
Well, Vanessa is obviously
Yeah.
smaller. I find it very interesting too because you can go on these reels and they talk about, Asian body size, and they said like one person held up a paper, an 8x10, and they basically said your waist should fit within that 8x10.
Oh
And
my
if you're
God. Are you
not,
fucking kidding me?
and it doesn't,
Yeah.
you're considered fat.
Oh my gosh. That's horrible. I don't even
You've
think
never seen that?
I don't know. I don't think Violet fits an 8x10.
She probably does. Like if you can basically do this and you can see you don't extend outside.
Oh my God.
You're
That's
you're
horrible.
yeah.
You're considered overweight.
Yes. So I basically took the 8x10 paper and you put it like
Up to your body.
Up to your body. And if your body extends outside of that 8x10, that's pretty much saying like, hey, you're a little overweight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like I'm happy that I live in the Bay Area because I mean we have all walks of life here. The diversity is here, the sizing is here, heavily tatted. We have piercings everywhere. Everyone's pretty much open, but
It's speaking of, because you just said that you're starting to date. Do you feel like there is that judginess? Because you actually, if you look, it's not very clear that you actually have tattoos.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
But do you find like as you're dating, there's like to your point, are you dating me because I'm Asian? But do you find like as you date an Asian or get to know an Asian that you can kind of tell like, oh, that they're kind of judging you as well?
I've never come across that.
No?
No.
I think it's here.
Yeah, I've never come across that at all. But I think a lot of the surprise comes from my personality because I think from the outside, I wear glasses. Yeah, small. They think that I'm just very shy or I'm very like submissive or just.
So that's the surprise that you bring to the table.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people get really surprised when I open my mouth and I start saying stuff and I'm pretty loud and I speak my mind and for the most part people love it, but I've had a few instances where they're like, whoa, you're kind of like, outspoken.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
So we talked a little bit about like just like character of like just being softer, more feminine, not necessarily outspoken. We talked about being lighter, being thinner, really no tattoos or very minimal tattoos. I think the other thing too is the being like as you dress, there's also like, and I think that's probably prevalent not just in Asian culture, but just making sure that you are more conservative in the way you dress.
Yeah.
Although, like I said, here in the Bay Area, I don't think necessarily that. I think it's a little different. I think we're in our own little bubble.
Yeah.
Where we've kind of shifted some of that, beauty image type common acceptance.
Right.
So I don't know. I do think that a lot of that probably has shifted here in the Bay Area.
For sure. But I mean, I'm glad that you showed me that reel because it's really like, oh shit, like you don't think about stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, she doesn't fit the
But I thought it was really funny. She's like, hey.
But she likes Asian men.
She's like, it's not like I don't like Asian men. They just don't like me.
Girl, just move to the Bay Area. They'll like you over here. Seriously. They'll eat you up over here, girl. Just move. So I wonder where she's from.
So here's my question to you. What do you agree with in regards to those beauty standards? Like, do you have, like, what's your beauty standard as you think about it?
Well, I don't know. I think for me, beauty standards come within, like just having the confidence and just not giving a shit what, like what other people think. Are you speaking of being like an Asian person? Or
So,
just
like, I'll give you an example. Like, I definitely feel like you could be thicker, you could have tattoos, like, you could be a little louder.
yeah.
I don't like me personally, I don't like too loud. You know, it's like if I was a guy, I would not like a girl that was too loud.
Yeah.
That would just, which is odd because I feel like my husband's very loud.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
that's why, that's why to me, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, it's weird because I generally don't like loud people. But going back, I think one of the ones that I do agree with is I don't like anybody, like it to me, if I was a guy, I wouldn't like a girl showing too much skin. To me, you have to be a little bit demure. You can show a little bit of skin, but not like, here's my puppies.
Yeah. I'm really into like the baggy clothing look on Asian women or just women in general. Like I'm
Mhm.
really into that look anyways. So
Yeah.
just like tight clothing or anything like that just for me isn't appealing.
But I
anymore.
have to say though, if I do look at some Asian women, like for example, what was it? God, Crazy Rich Asian.
Oh yeah.
It was his cousin. What was her name?
She's the one that had the English accent, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't.
She's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like she to me was the epitome. She was
Yeah.
soft. She was feminine. She was, you know, she was slender and she wasn't too thick, and the way she carried herself, like it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And so even the mom,
Yeah.
epitome of like what beautiful is, right? Because she again was kind of like demure and soft. But see, that's where I feel like it's deceiving. Because submissive to me, I don't see either one being submissive. Although his cousin was somewhat submissive, but it was because she wanted to make her husband feel like he was.
Yeah, because she was making the most money.
Yeah. But I guess she was rich. But I think overall, to me, that continues to be like, you know, like the standard beauty that continues to be there. But like I said, when we're in the Bay Area, it does shift, because for me, if you have tattoos, I can find tattoos very attractive. I can find thicker girls very attractive. Yeah, so Michelle Yeoh and then Gemma Chan, she played Astrid. So pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty. And to me, those two women are very the epitome of what Asian beauty is.
Yeah.
And so that continues to be the standard, but now I can see variety of different beauty standards.
Like for me, I think Aquafina is beautiful, but because I love her personality and I love how comedic she is, and I love that her voice is deep. Like I think that's beautiful.
Yes.
But she isn't like
the traditional standard beauty that you would grow up with.
Compare her to the other girls that were on there, like of course everyone's gonna.
But that's why I say like the spectrum of what we consider beauty is like now expanded, right?
Yeah.
Like I think those were just more traditional,
like Margaret Cho.
Yes.
The comedian.
Yes.
She's thicker. She is tatted up everywhere. She's obnoxious. Sure. She's loud, but I think she's beautiful.
Yes. So I do think it's shifted, but the one that kind of I agree with, at least for me, is just like, let's just not show everything.
Yeah.
You know? So to me, that was kind of like where I kind of stay within that standard. But, you know, how much of it really is attraction to the person or to this, like the facade?
Right.
Right? Because I think for you, it's clear that, hey, you're not going to be in that traditional category of what we say is a beauty standard, but there's this other stuff that makes you really like attractive.
Yeah. For me, it really, I think beauty just radiates from the inside for me. Hey, women.
I also think that there's an assumption. Like, remember, like, for example, if you have a lot of tattoos, it kind of depicts you're saying this, like you're perceiving a person to be a little bit more like this.
Yeah.
But maybe they're not.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So I think that's another thing to me as we think about these beauty standards. I think they've evolved in a sense that, yeah, they continue to be probably the predominant beauty standard, but it's evolved to now expand to other things.
Right.
It looks different.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think it's gone away.
No, for sure. Definitely not. Like in other parts of the country, I don't think it's gone away at all.
Yeah. But do you think when we compare that to like other cultures, do you think that all the cultures have the same type of beauty standard as we do
Oh,
from
for
Asian?
sure. For
You do?
sure. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think a lot of it is like Korean culture, Japan, even Indian culture, right?
It's very similar.
Yeah. There's a similar, and I believe, I want to say in India, they like the lighter skin, the lighter skin tone you have, that you're considered more beautiful, the lighter your skin is as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like but you know what? Like I see some darker skinned people and I'm like, wow, your skin is just so beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like I feel like, wow. Yeah, like I don't know. I think that's shifting too because the other way around, I know some, Europeans, they love the skin tone of, like Filipinos, Hawaiians because you get that tan.
The sun tan, like the
tan
tan look.
look.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's interesting because we want to get lighter and then there's other cultures that we're just
Like, no, you're
but
beautiful. Yeah.
darker. So it's very interesting. But
I need to go over there and date. For sure.
But yeah, no, I mean, again, I thought it was very interesting how she said, hey, I don't date Asian men and it's not because I don't like them. It's just they don't
I
like
didn't like
me.
her.
Yeah.
And she's
So-
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting because here's another thing, especially here in the Bay Area, there's a lot of mixes and it continues to mix. Like the cultures continue to mix. Like
Yeah.
it becomes even rarer to have, just Filipinos or like when I think about my own family, we like my nieces and nephews are all mixed.
Yeah. My kids are mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like to me, I just even take the spectrum of like we have Vietnamese, we mix with a Salvadorian, we mix with German, we mix with just a ton of different cultures that I think out of maybe, I want to say my group of nieces and nephews were probably close to like almost 40.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say probably less than 10 of them are like full
Filipino. Yeah.
So that to me is just like, wow. So, but again, we're here in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to
different.
see what beauty standards look like 20 years from now.
I feel like it would change for sure a lot.
Yeah.
But I think the standards would be more forgiving.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. So, and that's what I hope it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we do live in our own little bubble. But yep, that continues to be the beauty standard. But
For Asian women.
I don't know. I do have to say submissive is probably not it's very deceiving.
I think a lot of people think that, but it really isn't. It's not. I think if anything, we're like the craziest.
I think too.
We're the loudest. Maybe if you're thinking like maybe Japanese, Asian, or Korean, I can see them being a little bit more,
I don't know.
You don't agree?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Thanks for sharing that with us, Debbie.